What's going on? It's She the Wise. How are you guys? How is everybody on this fine day? Ooh, I am too hyped right now. I am too hyped for this. Oh, see, I'm way too hyped for this. I'm already messing up. We got some crazy Star Wars news today. I am way too hyped for this right now. Let me make sure everything's good. We're gonna turn down the music a little bit. We having a great day today. I don't know about you guys, but I had a very interesting morning, and then I was just bombarded by all this Star Wars news, and I am hyped. Ooh, this is so friggin' wild. If you guys haven't heard, there are major rumors that came out from the hashtag show, or that hashtag show, my bad. That hashtag show came out with an exclusive about a possible Disney Plus Inquisitor show. And man, I cannot believe it. Ooh, all day I was just revisiting stuff about Clone Wars and Rebels in my head and just like watching YouTube videos at work, listening to them. You know how it is. And oh man, this news came out right about the time I went to lunch. And the entire lunch, I was just super giddy, man. So that hashtag show came out with an exclusive breaking news on this. And they say Dave Filoni, who has been shepherding to the Star Wars franchise for years, now is a huge proponent of the Inquisitors. As we know that the Inquisitors were brought in with basically his titles, and then they've been spread out through Star Wars ever since. So of course Dave Filoni is going to be like a huge proponent, and he's making a big push for putting them in future projects, which I'm so ecstatic for. I'm hyped for this. It also says they'll be making an appearance in the Obi-Wan series, and that's coming, but that's not all. We can exclusively share that this will set up their own Disney Plus live action series. So they're basically saying that this is either gonna like lead into the Obi-Wan show, or it's gonna be let out of it. And oh my goodness, the fact we're getting spin-offs from Obi-Wan, that is just crazy in itself, let alone the fact that we're getting Sith-like characters that are going to be at the center of the show. Like, oh man, this is something Star Wars fans have been asking about for years. I'm talking about years. If you guys aren't hyped for this, I don't know why. Like, get hyped for this. Obviously, this is just from that hashtag show. We know nothing official about it other than from what they're saying, but I will take their word for this because this is freaking amazing news. It says that the project is in early development, so like I was saying, be a little bit skeptical about this. I think it's definitely, like, honestly, the fact that they're saying it's in early development, everybody needs to get hyped for this. Show Lucasfilm that we're hyped. Make sure that we get this show because, gosh dang it, I friggin' want this show. I want to know what is up with the Inquisitors. I want to know about all of these Inquisitors. Let's get a show about the start of the Inquisitors and have all of them in it, from like Sister 1 to Sister 9 or whatever it is, and give it all to me. It says so this project is in early development, but will be a continuation from what we see in the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Also, interestingly, there will be appearances by Inquisitors that we will see in both the Obi-Wan series, Jedi Fallen Order, and Star Wars Rebels. So that's exactly what I was just touching on. It sounds like they're going to make a show about all of these Inquisitors, and hopefully they're going to just be hunting down Jedi as we get to watch that and see other things that I'll get into right now. It will also introduce a new sister who reluctantly falls in line with the Inquisitors, although she sees the damages and destruction that they cause and has second thoughts. Now, with the recent rumors of Barriss Offee, it's potential, like, there is some potential that could be Barriss Offee. But like I said yesterday, I honestly don't think Barriss Offee would be a good fit for the Inquisitors. I think that Vader does not like this girl. He don't mess with Barriss at all. He probably would want to kill Barriss Offee for framing his Padawan Ahsoka Tano Although it is true that Vader tries to cut off all ties from Anakin, this is only 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so it's most likely that he still has some of that pent-up Anakin anger inside of him that is fueling his anger as Vader. It goes on to say, the show is also a way to bring in some lesser-known Jedi from the canon into live-action series. An example shown in the leaked outline document I've seen described the inclusion of Luminara and Dooley, so they're definitely diving into the canon on this one. That's, again, goes back into just what I was saying. Obviously, we know Luminara is definitely dead at this time, unless they're just going all over the place with canon these days. But if Luminara is even being talked about, that's just another hint to me that we could see Barriss Offee in this as well as the Ahsoka show. I don't know. That just makes me really hyped. And then the last thing it kind of says is, finally, what would the Inquisitors be without Darth Vader himself? I can report after a positive experience on the set of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Hayden Christensen is being looked at to return as Darth Vader, although it sounds like he will not have a huge role in the series, which, honestly, that's fine. We don't need a huge role for him in the Inquisitor show. They're giving us a lot with this. If it actually comes to fruition, I'm hyped. Like, give me some more Hayden as Vader. Have him kicking the Inquisitors' butts in the beginning of the show, and have him send them off to go kill the Jedi that it was just talking about, how it would have lesser known Jedi. Like, please, give me all of that right now. I am hyped for this. Like I said, it's just almost too good to be true. Like, it really is almost too good to be true. What are you guys thinking about all this news? Because frankly, I'm just way too hyped about this, probably. I'm just freaking getting hyped. Justin is lost says that is the best part. Apparently Hayden will be Vader in it. Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness. I love Hayden as Vader, and I'm down with it. I am down with it. Is it the barista coffee news? What you talking about? Everybody seems pretty hyped for this. I'm friggin' hyped for this. Live action Grand Inquisitor would be real cool, says Timothy Gregg. Timothy Gregg, that'll be dope. And there's almost no way that the Grand Inquisitor wouldn't be in the Inquisitor show. Let's be real. He was the leader of the Inquisitors, and I mean, all of them are terrified of Vader, even the Grand Inquisitor. I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be freaking dope. There's also a couple other things going on in the Star Wars world that I do want to talk about, but I kind of want to gauge what your hype level is for this Inquisitor show. On a scale of 1 to 10, let me know what you guys, like, how hyped are you guys for this show? How hyped are you? Because I'm a freaking like 11 right now. I'm way too hyped for this. Especially, I was having a good Star Wars day. Like, whoo, this is the perfect time in news for me, man. Ashhammer, I'm not going to ignore you. Ashhammer says, I got an hour and a half left to work. Good luck at work, man. Good luck at work. You know they're scared to do a Vader show, so an Inquisitor show would be excellent. It would, man. Oh, they freaking should do a Vader show at some point, too. It's not like Hayden in a suit is going to be like something you can't work with. And do it while James Earl Jones is freaking alive, man. Oh my gosh. So annoying. Like, please give me that. Give me that. Tim says if Filoni is involved, it's a 10. That's a good point. And honestly, there's gonna probably be no way Filoni is not involved. I think this could be one of, like, probably his second live action project that he's in charge of after Ahsoka. I think he's definitely gonna be at the center of this. Like, something I wanted to bring up, and I might make a video about, is I think Dave is starting to become the George Lucas of Star Wars. And maybe that sounds a little, like, hopeful. Fanboy dreaming. But the way he is positioned in Star Wars right now, and the current position he holds as the creative executive director, I think he actually is starting to be more like George Lucas. I think the way he's spreading out everything. So let me use this point as an example. The first 2 seasons of Star Wars Rebels, Dave Filoni became heavily involved in this. He was heavily involved in that story. Around the time the 3rd season started, he became a little less involved, and obviously he was still there for the very important things, and he had like outlines for the seasons. But so he was there for stuff like Twin Suns and the Trial of the Darksabers, but he went off to go work on other projects and basically as the president of Lucasfilm Animation, he kind of left that and let the people that were working on it finish the show in a way. Obviously, he was still like somewhat supervising, but he wasn't the supervising director of the show at that time. He put on somebody from the Avatar: The Last Airbender show into that, and that's how the show finished off. He probably went off to go work on Mando and other projects and give his insight on that. And I think now that he's in the position he's in, he probably is more like George Lucas than ever, and he's gonna like. Who knows how involved he was with Bad Batch? I'm sure certain episodes and things, kind of like with Rebels, he was heavily involved in. But I'm sure a lot of this he's just letting the Lucasfilm Animation deal with. And don't make that a criticism on the show either. The people at Lucasfilm Animation do freaking great work. So I think he's dabbling in every little thing right now, and he is the main focus of the Star Wars stories. I think he's going to have a little dabble in Obi-Wan. He's going to have a little dabble in the Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, him and John are working on Mando 3, which who knows when that's coming out. But I definitely think this Inquisitor show might be him. I think, and if it's not him, he's definitely going to have a big hand in it. I'll tell you that much. The article said Dave was the one who pushed for the show. That's right, Scrappy Coco. I did, and I mentioned that in the article too. It's very, very exciting to me, man. I'm hyped. Woo! I'm so hyped, man. This is freaking dope. I'm way too hyped. Alright, so one of the other things that we actually got today that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about, it's actually an update on Star Wars Visions. And I didn't really put that in the title, but I do want to talk about it real quick. So, Lucasfilm Star Wars Visions is an upcoming anthology of an animated shorts celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators and storytellers, as we've talked about before. Apparently, there's going to be a sneak peek for the show July 3rd at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be apparently a 30-minute preview or something like that. It says duration 30 minutes. I'm hyped for that. Star Wars Visions sounds pretty dope. I freaking love anime. I don't know about everyone else, but I think anime and Star Wars is going to be a great blend. I think this show is going to be highly underrated going into it, and I think it's going to create some buzz when it comes out. I'm hyped for Star Wars Visions as well. How are you guys feeling about Star Wars Visions? I haven't talked to a lot of people about that, and I'm actually really curious what everyone's thinking about it, because like I said, I haven't talked to a lot of people. For me, my hype for Visions is probably at a 6 or a 7 right now, so it's starting to build for sure. But I think by the time the show actually comes around, it could be a solid 8 or 9. I'm getting pretty hyped for it. Hell yeah, I like the direction Star Wars is taking. Me too, Tim. I think there's almost no way that Filoni is not like... He's involved in so much right now that I don't know if he's really focused on more than... Obviously, he's focused on everything, but he's probably highly focused on what's going down with the Ahsoka show, and because he is the main director and everything for that, the main creator, writer, and everything. I'm pretty sure, and of course that's his baby. Ahsoka's his character, but I'm hyped for it, man. I love to see Dave Filoni in this position. I love to see everything going on right now, man. Today was I felt like after the Barris Offee news we got on Monday that things were starting to slow down again in Star Wars news, and all of a sudden it was like boom, 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 boom. All this Star Wars news. You get some Star Wars news. You get some Star Wars. Everybody everybody gets some Star Wars news, and I'm hyped for it, man. I'm so hyped for it. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about before we get into some Q&A with you guys, and it's actually some leaks on the Bad Batch. So if you don't want to know anything about episode titles or anything like that, this might be the time to dip. I know not everybody is as hyped as me on the Bad Batch, but if you don't want to know about it, head on out of here. Alright, let's get it. So, right up there, from Jordan Mason, who's a pretty reliable scooper, he says, interesting, PR actually included the Bad Batch episode titles for July. Shows the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th episode. Now, I'm pretty sure the show is already confirmed to be 16 episodes. And like he said, this is the titles for July. So, I still think it's probably going to be a 16 episode show. And from what we can tell from these titles, War Mantle is the thing that sticks out to me the most. Rescue on Ryloth is pretty interesting to me as well. We could maybe see Hera in that. We could definitely see Cham Syndulla. He's always part of Ryloth. Maybe we will see what's his name? The dude we saw in the first episode. Gosh, I can't. Saw. We could see Saw Gerrera in that as well. But War Mantle to me sticks out like a sore thumb, man. That is really interesting. And it's the 14th episode, so it's within the most likely the last like three episodes, if not the last one, if there's only 14 episodes. We already know that War Mantle was talked about in Rogue One, and that's where we first heard about it. And then in episode, I think 2 or 3, episode 3, we heard more about Project War Mantle and how basically the center of it is they're gonna take a clone as the like an elite clone commander leading these elite soldiers, and that was the main basis of War Mantle. I have a video out that predicts that War Mantle could potentially be the start of the Death Trooper program, and I definitely think it's super interesting that the 14th episode is supposedly titled War Mantle. I'm hyped for that. I think it's gonna be dope. I think the Bad Batch is going to continue to be dope, man. I'm hyped for this, man. Everything in Star Wars today is getting me hella excited. There's actually other news that I'm not even talking about yet, but this stuff is amazing, man. I'm hyped for it. So how you guys feeling about all this news? Because, like I said, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. What's up, Fourth Wall Break? What's up? It's good to see you, Green Bear. I hope you're doing solid, man. I immediately thought about your video when I saw this on Twitter. Yeah, Tim, I thought about it again too. War Mantle seems pretty interesting, man. I'm still so hyped for it. Visions is gonna be lit, Reefer, man. Anime is so sick. I can't, like, honestly, Lucasfilm animation is probably my favorite part of Lucasfilm right now. I'm gonna be straight up. The stuff we've gotten from them since 2008, perfection in my opinion. Obviously, not everything's been perfect, but Clone Wars, one of the best Star Wars titles ever. Star Wars Rebels, in my opinion, one of the best Star Wars titles ever. Clone Wars is almost not a debate. I'm sorry. That show is friggin' amazing. But I'm actually excited to see someone else's take on an animated Star Wars. I think that an anime version of Star Wars could be amazing, man. And this Inquisitor news, even better, dude. As a Star Wars fan, this is like the best time right now that I've been in a while. I didn't expect news like this to be coming out. And I love that Dave Filoni seems like he's at the center of it, man. It's freaking amazing. Haha, Green Bear, that's pretty funny. Tim says, yes sir, talking about this stuff with y'all always gets me hyped. Me too. Lucasfilm animation is incredible, man. That's definitely true. Star Wars Visions could be cool. I feel like it's gonna shock a lot of people. Relo, me too. I am feeling the same way about it. a lot of fans have just not been into Bad Batch, or at least they haven't been watching attentively. And dude, it's gonna be freaking crazy. Like, the end of Bad Batch is about to be wild. I trust in Filoni. I think everybody should be trusting in this process, man. It's not like we haven't had some real good episodes either. Like, we already know Rebels and Clone Wars started slow. This show didn't even start slow. The first episode, everybody was like, "Oh, Bad Batch has way more potential than either of them at the start." And I still think it has the potential to be the best, if I'm being real. The animation is definitely the best. I love that they took stuff, like, they took the Clone Wars animation, and they took everything they learned from Rebels, and they smashed it together and made it an incredible animation for the Clone Wars Season 7, and then made it even better for Bad Batch. It's amazing, man. Lucasfilm Animation is killing it. They're killing it, man. So yeah, man, I don't know. This has just got me so hyped. It's got me way too hyped. I'm enjoying being a Star Wars fan way too much right now. This Inquisitor news, dude, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I do want to emphasize that they talked about some having some lesser known Jedi in that. I'm really intrigued what Jedi they're gonna put in. Like, it'd be interesting to see Jocasta Noon in it. We know in one of the comics, they kind of chase after her, and I'm pretty sure she gets killed. So we could see Jocasta Noon. I'm curious if we'll see Cal Kestis in this even too, because that's kind of around the same area. Man, there's so many possibilities with this Inquisitor show. I'm so hyped to see what they're gonna bring to it, what characters they're gonna add. I'm hyped to see some Inquisitors kill some Jedi too, to be honest. Like, give me it. We don't see enough like crazy fighting and like death these days in Star Wars, but I think it could be dope. I think it could be real dope. Sheev wants Resistance Season 3. I haven't oh man, what? Get out of here, Star Wars news. I don't want Resistance Season 3. I want Clone Wars Season 8 or Rebels sequel. Give me those. I'm down for an Inquisitor show like they've been hyping up, but I ain't down for Resistance Season 3. I'm sorry. If you like Resistance, good for you, man. I could not get into it enough. I don't know. There wasn't enough going on in Resistance. There weren't any like super relatable, interesting characters. Like, I don't even know the main character's name anymore, to be honest. I haven't seen in a while, and I maybe saw like the first 6 episodes. Like I said, I've given it a real chance, but also I haven't dove in deep enough. Hey, my dude, how you doing? I'm so excited for this if it happens. Silvax, I'm hyped. That was wild, but I'm hyped. Sabercopters, stop. All right, let's be real. The Sabercopters were like the dumbest part of Rebels, or one of them. The Rebels is one of my favorite shows, and they definitely didn't hit on everything. If they put Sabercopters in this Inquisitor show, I'm gonna laugh real hard. That's gonna be real funny. Star Wars News says, I think Season 2 of Bad Batch we are going to introduce to Force Sensitives, or the last episode of Season 1. Well, I don't know what you mean by that, Star Wars News, because we already had Force Sensitives in the show, and I think we're probably going to get more. I'm in agreement with you. If there's a second season, we're definitely going to see more Force Sensitives, but we've already seen some already, too. Nice. Yeah, Relo. The Sabercopters are so dumb, they make me so happy. Bruh, it's literally so dumb that one of them malfunctions, and that's how one of the Inquisitors died. I thought that was so funny, man. Like, that's jokes. Anderson, you're back? Hey, well, we getting hyped in here. Let me know what you guys want to talk about and focus on for this. Like, I'm really curious. Which of these projects are you most hyped for? We talked about Visions. We talked about the rest of the Bad Batch. And, of course, we talked about Inquisitors. Dun, dun, dun. Because that's freaking lit. What's up, Tommy Banana? It's good to see you. It's good to see you, man. Proxy says Jocasta basically commits suicide after getting chased by Vader. Grand Inquisitor had beef with her and couldn't take her when they fought Vader. Was pissed. That's right. I haven't read that comic in a while, but I do know that kind of happened. And you're totally right. I think the Grand Inquisitor, when he was a temple guard, had beef with her because she wouldn't let him into some of the restricted areas, kind of like Anakin. And, of course, Anakin probably has some beef with Jocasta, too. And I know that Palpatine wanted her alive. And that's why she killed herself. Plus, she downloaded files that had, like, the Children of the Force on it and released those. And then now we see Cal Kestis with friggin' stuff about Children of the Force. Although, obviously, he got them differently, I think. But, yeah, you guys are bringing up some good points. Green Bear says that's messed up. She let the Jedi live. No, they must die. Yeah, honestly, this Inquisitor news came out today, and I was like, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. So, like I said, I'm hyped. Look at the older chat I made. All right, I'll look, Proxy. Where you at, Proxy? How long ago was this? How long ago? Oh my gosh. I don't even know where it was. I'm sorry, Proxy. I thought I did get to your chat, Proxy. I got to your other one. You might have missed it. She had the entire hidden library and she made off with him. She was booking it, bro. Yeah, the temple was raided. That's right. Kind of looked like I am the Senate. I am Sheev. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, you spelled Sheev wrong. You spelled it the way I spelled it. Tommy Banana been a good... Yeah. Low-key excited for the Acolyte. That's a great point too, Mr. Anderson. So thank you for bringing that up. I'm loving that we're getting some more dark side users at the center of Star Wars right now. And we're going to get the Acolyte show. We're apparently getting an Inquisitor show. Give me some more. Why not a Darth Vader show? Again, before James Earl Jones dies. Which, please God, don't let that be anytime soon. Give me some more Vader, man. Give me some James Earl Jones Vader. I hope James Earl Jones gets to voice Vader in the Obi-Wan show and in this Inquisitor show if that happens. I think that would be sick. Star Wars News said we are going to turn Proxy into a Rebels fan. Let's do it. I'm down. I think Proxy is going to start making some content soon, and he definitely has to be a Rebels fan if he's going to start making Star Wars content. I'll tell you that much. Seems like they're finally getting some dark side stuff. Thank you, Filoni. Yeah, we need this dark side stuff, man. I'm really interested in who the character in the supposed Inquisitor show would be that becomes an Inquisitor but has like second thoughts about it. And obviously, if you're an Inquisitor you have second thoughts, you should have thought about that before you joined. You might just want to be dead. Proxy says, I am a Rebels fan. Good. Rebels is fantastic. I'm sorry. If you don't like Rebels or you haven't given it a serious chance, please go back and give Rebels a chance. That show is amazing. It's filled with the story of hope, and I freaking love it. Rebels is great. What's the point of having Hayden play Vader with Joins voicing him though? Gotta be flashbacks, right? Well, they could do. So they're already twice they've done something where they kind of mix the voice actors and stuff. So back in Rebels, when Vader gets his mask cut up by Ahsoka, you hear the voice of James Earl Jones and you hear the voice of Matt Lanter. Lantern? Jeez, I'm butchering that. You hear both their voice though, and it's pretty sick. And then in Clone Wars season 7, when Ahsoka gets that little like force flash or whatever of Palpatine, unlimited power, you know, that thing. You actually hear Anakin, and they mixed in Matt and Hayden's voice. So it's not out of the question that they could mix James Earl Jones and Hayden. And Hayden already modeled his voice after Vader, doing the whole, I don't like sand. It's coarse. It's rough. It gets everywhere. So it would work, in my opinion. You could mix their voices or just have like, I don't know how you're gonna make Hayden sound more like Vader though, to be honest. Like, sure, he does the monotone whole thing really well, but you gotta have some James Earl Jones in there, please, especially with how old he is. Like, give me some more James Earl Jones, please. Proxy says temple raid scene with Anakin going ham on the Jedi. Ooh, please, Kenobi, give it to us. Yeah, I want that too. If they don't give us some type of flashback with him in the temple at some point, like, we need more of him going ham in the temple. I know Disney might not give it to us because they're all Disneyfied, but they're giving us some pretty brutal stuff there in there, you know? Like, it'd be pretty dope. I kind of want to see them in their Clone Wars armor, and I have heard rumors that is the case. I haven't even talked about the Kenobi show much. Dang, give me some Clone Wars Hayden and Ewan. Give me some flashbacks to the temple. That all sounds pretty dope to me. So I also want to, on the point of the Inquisitor that's having like second thoughts, or, you know, doubts of being Inquisitor or whatever. I'm curious if that'll be the girl that we know is confirmed for Kenobi. She kind of leaked that she was gonna be in it. Let me look up her name again. It's Kenobi series cast. Let's see. Does anyone know her name? Because it's not even coming up. That's so annoying. All right, images. Let's see how small this is again. Moses Ingram, that's what it is. So Moses Ingram, and she does look like one of the sisters. I wonder if she'll be like the third sister or something, because there's only a few Inquisitors we haven't really met yet. Moses Ingram, back when the Kenobi series cast was announced, said that she's going to be fighting with a lightsaber. We also know that now that there's going to be an Inquisitor in it, that at least from this report. So it's definitely her. First of all, Moses Ingram is definitely playing the Inquisitor, and I'm really curious how she's going to fit into the story. I'm curious if Vader is going to send Inquisitors down to Tatooine, or if he's going to go down to Tatooine himself, and then Obi-Wan's going to flee because him being there could potentially endanger Luke. And then if Obi-Wan leaves, I wonder if that's when he'll encounter this Moses Ingram character. It's really interesting though. I'm so hyped for all of this, man. I'm curious if she will be the one with second doubts though, and especially after maybe encountering Obi-Wan. It's all really interesting. And a lot of the Inquisitors were former Jedi, so it's not out of the question that they'll have second thoughts and doubts about being an Inquisitor. They're all freaking terrified of Vader, so it all makes sense to me, man. I think it's gonna be lit. What if she's playing Josh Lucas's mom? Well, that is possible. Josh Lucas is also the grandson of George Lucas, I think. So I'm just playing. Timothy Gregg says, yeah, we got those on Audible. What's he referring to? The Bane trilogy? I gotta read up on the Bane trilogy, Ari. I think that's how you say it. Ari Kalish or Ari Kalish. My bad. What's up, Matt Lego Film? Thanks for always being here, man. You're a real big supporter. Much love to you, bro. Source material or bust? Yeah, please stick with the source material. What's up? Sorry I'm late. Watching Rule of Two. No worries, Matt. No worries. I know that them boys are pretty good over there. I like their interviews. When are we getting anything else Star Wars? Isn't Book of Boba Fett next? Alright, so I talked about this before earlier. We're actually getting next Star Wars Visions, and July 3rd at 3 o'clock Pacific we're getting apparently a 30-minute sneak peek for Star Wars Visions. I think the hype is about to get real big for Star Wars Visions. Personally, I'm at like a 7 right now on hype. I said like a 6 or a 7 earlier, but just talking about it right now, I'm at a 7. Yeah, we get Star Wars Visions next. I don't know exactly when it comes out. I'm gonna look, but we're getting a preview for it July 3rd, so I'm sure they're gonna have a release date attached to that. And let's get more hyped about Star Wars, man. Bad Batch second half is about to be lit. I'm so hyped for it. Do you think Grievous and Dooku were aware of Palpatine's plan in Episode 3 during the Battle over Coruscant? Whisper, no. To some degree, yes, but no. I think Dooku thought that he would eventually kill Palpy and take his place, as all the Sith apprentices kind of do, or they just die themselves. I don't think he had any clue as to Anakin, and that moment where he's looking at Palpy, like, before he gets his head cut off, he's like, that's the moment it kind of clicks for him. I'm about to die. This fool was going to replace me the entire time. I'm just a pawn, just like Maul was, just like Grievous is, just like Asajj Ventress was. That's the moment that it clicks for Dooku that he gonna die. And as for Grievous, I kind of think in the Grievous Lair episode of Clone Wars, you kind of get the feel that Grievous just thinks he's like powerful and all this stuff, but really Grievous is kind of like I just said, a pawn. Like, I don't think he ever knew any of the full plan. And yeah, I don't even know if he like fully knew about Sidious until closer to the end of the Clone Wars. And of course Sidious tells him, go here, go to Utapau or whatever, and like all that stuff, I'm pretty sure. And that's like how all that goes down. But I don't think he knew about it. I don't think Dooku knew the full details of the plan. Otherwise, I don't think he would have actually been his apprentice. Do you think Anakin brought balance to the Force in Return of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith? Both. he brings balance kind of both times, because the first time he takes out, they take out all the Jedi, which kind of brings balance to it, and then he kills the last two Sith, himself and Palpy. So yeah, I think it's kind of both. Bad Batch needs to end first, says Matt's Lego Film. Well, yeah, and I'm saying get hyped over the end of the Bad Batch. And so back to that Bad Batch leak thing that I said. I think July 2nd there's an episode that comes out, so the next morning, which should be I guess that'd be a Saturday. July 3rd, they're releasing info on, or they're releasing the preview for it though, so that's pretty cool. Visions is the anime. Yeah, Visions is created by a bunch of pretty well-known Japanese anime directors, so like I said, I'm hyped for Visions. I think it's pretty dope. Honestly, I like Wednesdays better. Awesome midweek treat. Yeah, so that's some of the news that's been going around, and I guess I could touch on that real quick too. There was some news today that because the Loki show is doing so well, that they're going to release shows on Wednesdays going forward. And obviously that's not for the Bad Batch, because the Bad Batch is already coming out. This said going forward. So Bad Batch is going to continue to come out on Fridays. However, I will say also, they released a list along with that announcement of the shows that are coming out on that Wednesday schedule. And so far, nothing Star Wars or Marvel related is on there. It's a bunch of shows like the new Monsters Inc. show that's been in development. A bunch of shows kind of like that are actually like Disney properties outside of Star Wars and Marvel. I don't know how much, like, obviously they're trying to keep Fridays for the movies and stuff that are coming out. So I'm sure there's going to be certain things that end up falling on Wednesdays, like potentially Visions. It might not be big enough really, but I think Book of Boba will probably be coming out on Fridays. Who knows really? And maybe they will just put everything to Wednesdays. For me, that kind of sucks. I mean, either way, I work the next day, but like Wednesday is such a, like, Tuesday night is a weird night to be making content. So what did I think of Loki? I haven't seen it yet. I needed sleep last night, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm gonna definitely check it out tonight. I'll let you guys know on the next live stream. I think so far Loki's been pretty dope though. It's been pretty dope. I like Friday more also, Matt's Lego film. I heard about the Wednesday midweek treatment thing. I wasn't a big fan of it, and when I saw that it wasn't any like Star Wars or Marvel properties on there, I was like, alright, well, hopefully those still come out Friday. I know that they're trying to make room for the movies, but the movie drops on one Friday and then it's out the rest of the friggin' week and for the next couple months. So like one Friday of a TV show is not going to mess up your movie that much, I think. So please just give us our stuff on Fridays. Santa, what's up? Star Wars Santa. It's good to see you, man. Go check out Star Wars Santa's channel. He does some great content. I definitely watch a lot of his content, and sometimes I get a bit of news from him because I work while he's making his content. So it's good to see you, Santa. What else are we talking about? Yeah, Josh's mom. I saw that. What do you think? Yeah, the Wednesday releases. I guess September or October for Visions. Yeah, I would guess the same thing. Qui-Gon's Jinn. But if Sidious returned in Episode 9, how could Anakin fulfill the prophecy? Sidious returned in Episode 9, but he wasn't exactly Sidious. It was a like Force embodiment of Sidious, and as he said, it was all the Sith in a way. So it wasn't like that was purely Sidious, and also it was a deformed clone body. So in a way, Anakin did bring balance to the Force in Episode 6. Vision's gonna rock. Yup, I'm with you, Reaper Man. I'm with you. I think it's gonna be dope. Matt's Lego Films, my clone. Nice to see you again. Good to see you, Matt Reisman. I'm glad you're here. No offense, you were up against Kevin J. Anderson interview. Yeah, I know. I'm competing. I'm competing with Star Wars Theory over here. Not the best idea. Oh, we got the Sixer fan back in the chat. Hey, I'm happy to see you though, Santa, for real. Yeah, I kind of talked about this earlier, and I just want to bring it up because this Inquisitor show has me so hyped. I definitely think that the lady that's playing the Inquisitor in the Kenobi show could be the one that kind of strays away. It's either her or potentially Barriss Offee. I don't know if Barriss Offee will, like I said again, I'm going to keep reiterating this. I don't know if Barriss Offee would become an Inquisitor. I think Vader would not want her to be part of that. But it's still possible. Still possible. What else do we got up in here? What did Reeferman say? Reeferman said, I'd rather chill with Shiva any day. Thank you. I don't know about that. Those interviews are pretty solid, but I'm doing my best work out here. Do you think we'll see Cad Bane in any of the shows? Great question, Bird Church. And as Santa said, I hope so. I would love to see Cad Bane. Growing up and seeing the first season of Clone Wars, a lot of people don't like that first season of Clone Wars, but I'll tell you this, as a little kid, That first season was epic, man. It was epic. And seeing Cad Bane in the season finale and that whole like senator thing, Cad Bane is easily one of the coolest bounty hunters in all of Star Wars, and I hope that we see him again, man. I've been theorizing that we could potentially see him in the Bad Batch. We could potentially see him in the Book of Boba Fett. At this point, Cad Bane is becoming friggin' Mace Windu. We could see him in anything. Travis Adams says Sheev is better than Theory. I don't know about that. Yes, I do read chats. Man. As a newer creator, I definitely want to read as many chats as I can. You guys are giving me all the support coming over here and checking me out, so I'm going to keep emphasizing it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for just chatting. Honestly, your chats help me during the stream, so thank you. I love you guys. When Theory sees my comments, I feel lucky. Yeah, well, it's hard to keep up with like a couple thousand people, I'll be honest. It probably is pretty hard. Ari says Grievous total pawn, not even force use. Yeah, I think in Legends they tried to use Sifo Dyas's blood to make Grievous a force sensitive, and it didn't work. But yeah, Grievous is a total pawn. He literally is considered a droid in the eyes of like Palpatine. So I wanted him to be a footstep at the end of season 1, episode 5 of Mandalorian. He's such a great character. Berchurch, yeah, man, I love Cad Bane. He's honestly a pretty cool bounty hunter. There's not many bounty hunters that are cooler than him. Obviously, Din and Boba are kind of cooler than him, but Fennec Shan ain't got nothing on Cad Bane. Did you live during Kay Anderson interview, bro? What's up, X-Wing? How are you? I did go live in the middle of that. I'm wild. What's up, Darth Ryan? Good to see you. I'm happy. Thank you for your support, man. You've been here to a lot of these streams too, so thank you for coming by. What are you guys thinking about this Inquisitor show, though? I want to get some of the fans of the Vader's Lair, the Simpire, if you will. I want to know what you guys are thinking about this. Who do you think the Inquisitor could be that is having second thoughts about being an Inquisitor? And who do you think, who do you think the Jedi could be? Like, it says that we're gonna see Jedis that are lesser known. So I'm curious. I already brought up Jocasta Noon, but I'm very curious what you guys are thinking. What's up, Quentin Lee? Happy to see you, man. Happy to see you. So as far as I can tell, the only other Jedi we could maybe see, because I kind of doubt that Ahsoka is going to be in the show, and she's definitely not lesser known for Kenobi, at least, you know. I already brought up Cal Kestis, and in a way he is lesser known, because if you're not a video game player, you probably don't know much about Cal's story unless you dug in deep yourself. But I don't know who else the Jedi could be. I'm super curious. Quinlan. Oh, Quinlan would be a fantastic... What if it's Quinlan Voss that becomes an Inquisitor? It doesn't say if it's a male or female. And he could definitely have second thoughts about becoming an Inquisitor. That would be insane. What do you guys think of that? I think Quinlan as an Inquisitor would be dope. And seeing like an internal struggle for him would be even cooler. Scrappy Coco. I really hope we get Grand Inquisitor and Kenobi as Rupert Friend. Dude sounds like... Dude, that's a great point. Rupert Friend could definitely be the Grand Inquisitor. Let me look at him again. Kenobi cast. Let me just do that. Really? I gotta type in all of this? Didn't help me out at all. Alright, let's blow this up again since it always wants to be super tiny. Dude, Rupert would be a great person for the Grand Inquisitor. That's a great casting. I hope we see that now that someone said that. I'm curious if they'll make because they have the girl that played the cousin of, jeez, I can't think of any names right now. I'm totally spacing out. Why can't I blow this up? View image, please. All right. Andra Varma looks like she could be an Inquisitor too, and I know they have jeez, how do you say his name? Kumail, the super famous Indian guy. I like that dude a lot. And then they also have jeez, I need to like scroll this up or something. I'm totally messing up. They have Vishay Jackson Jr. in there. That's dope. Ice Cube's son. They have the dude from Fast and Furious, Sung Kang. There's a lot of cool characters. I know there's been speculation of these characters in the cast potentially being like the Bad Batch members or something like that. Now, on that note, I'm curious if we'll see Inquisitors in the Bad Batch, because that definitely could be possible towards the end of the season or the second season. But I definitely think some of these people would be almost better Inquisitors than Bad Batch members, if I'm being honest. Like Indra and Rupert. And obviously we know Moses Ingram is going to be an Inquisitor too, but Indra and Rupert could be fantastic Inquisitors in my opinion. That would be sick. Alright, let's get back to the chat. Whoa, lots of chat now. I haven't played Fallen Order, but I want to see Cal. Me too, man. I have played it. I'm actually going through the game for the second time. It would be dope to see Cal in this, and it would make sense too. I think he would fit into that time frame. I gotta double check, because honestly, sometimes you gotta dig deep. Yo, Quinlan as an Inquisitor is a dope idea and kind of fits with his Ventress storyline. Didn't he turn evil and good again, and like a bad A savage at the end? Yo, yeah, Tim. I totally think that Quinlan would maybe make a cool Inquisitor. Didn't become an Inquisitor in the novel.